Casual Fridays, man. Another week, another show. You've been going through it, obviously. You know, we've been trying to keep your spirits up. You came here feeling unwell. We don't know what's going on with
That
you.
heat, real heat wave. I ain't gonna hold you.
Man, you gotta start eating, man. You need to eat you some nice maple syrup, pancakes, oatmeal, sausage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Throwing it all up before 11 a.m. Like, no way. Soon as you eat that, you can eat that at 6 a.m., go walk outside, 6:30, it's coming up.
Dog.
Like, no way.
First of all, if y'all eating that type of breakfast every day, I don't know how. Good luck.
That's a celebratory breakfast for me.
Yeah, and I gotta go to sleep. Like, gotta go to sleep after that. My favorite would be the pancakes, the butter, lathered.
Got butter pancake or waffle.
Yeah. Syrup on them. You gotta drown them in a little bit of syrup. I don't really drown it, but they all covered.
This is what I noticed with either one of them. You drown it, by the time you cut it, slice it, dice it, you take maybe 3-4 bites of that thing, the syrup gone. So you might as well go easy on the syrup, because it first, as unhealthy as we already know this breakfast is,
that's why I'm laughing.
When that bread soaks up all that syrup, thinking you need to add more, and I ain't gonna hold you, the flavor is definitely a little gone compared to the beginning, and then once that syrup done soaked into the bread. But that thing ain't nothing but a wet sponge if you pick up a piece of it, so it's like,
it's gonna fall apart.
You gotta chill on that syrup. Like,
you probably need something on the side.
You gotta add it as you eat it. Like, I think, not necessarily like dip it into it, but like just have it on the side just to get a little, But
I mean, you eat Waffle House all the time, but you gotta have a hash brown too for me.
Gotta get them cheese eggs and a waffle, just minimum. I don't need the whole breakfast. Pancakes and cheese eggs, waffle with cheese eggs, and I'm straight unless we just really taking it there. But go ahead, my fault.
No, you good. Advanced TJ, we here again for another episode. We're gonna get right into it. So yeah, man. Current events this week. Yeah, my phone.
I'm just saying, it's even hot in here.
The weekly rundown. Yeah, it is.
With the air on.
It is hot. No, it's hot because these windows don't go down, unfortunately. If we was out there, it'd be a little cooler. If we was in the owner's lounge, it's way cooler in there. But yeah, the weekly rundown, recap the biggest sports moments, movie releases, TV shows, premieres, major fashion drops this week. It's really a dry time for everything. If we really in the midst, it's really summer now. Like,
for sure.
We at the end of June. Sports is over. The NBA finals is over maybe 2 weeks ago.
Hockey just ended not too long ago. Baseball slowly ramping up, but ain't nobody watching the beginning of baseball.
It's gonna be exactly. They still got a long way to go. They at the infancy stages. MMA still thriving. It was a card yesterday, pay-per-view card. Crazy,
bro. I seen my cousin live. I was like, bro, what did you talking about fight night? I was like, oh, it gotta be MMA.
What? He was live when? What you mean?
He was live on TikTok last night, but not. I'm talking about my Vegas cousin.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
What he goes on lives and covers what exactly?
No,
anything.
I don't know how the social media stuff work as far as like going live and doing all that, but so like when we was in Houston, he went live a few times when we was pre-gaming. And he had about a good number of people in there to where, he showed me how he can kind of get his motion going.
He was in Vegas yesterday?
Yeah,
because that's where the fight was at. It was in Vegas, so I don't know.
He back at the crib.
Yeah. It was actually a good card. It was a decent card. The two main headliners was Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. I'm probably speaking Japanese at this point. And then and this was a title fight. And then the other title fight right up under that was Kai Kara-France versus Alexander Pantoja. In the backstory for the Pantoja versus Kara-France fight was these guys are 135 pounders. They both came up on the Ultimate Fighter. One of them's a champ, one of the greatest at their weight class. He's our age. He's undefeated. I want to say, he's had a win streak going. I don't want to say he's undefeated. He probably lost early in his career. Kai Kara-France had got to the championship level, got beat, and he came back. He trains with Izzy out in New Zealand. Eugene is both of their coaches. They have like 3-4 fighters that are high level that come out of that camp. Anyway, the champs both won in these fights. He got choked out. It was crazy. And then the main fight was Charles Oliveira. A lot of people are fans of him. He has a big following. He was a former champ. He's from Brazil, along with Pantoja. Both of these guys are specialized on the ground. Tried to go to the ground, but it didn't go their way. Or it didn't go Charles's way, I should say. Charles got knocked out cold.
Oh, my gosh.
And we've never seen that happen. We've seen him hurt. We've never seen him finish. Ilia Topuria is coming up from a smaller weight class, who was the champ at that weight class, and this is his first fight, fighting for a vacant title. He knocks out Charles in like 2 minutes, if that. I don't even know if they fought for 2 minutes. It was crazy madness. So it was a good fight. That was pretty much the highlight of this week's sports. Really wasn't nothing else going on. So if you guys are MMA fans, you gotta let me know what you think. If you're not, it's a dope sport to watch. Just watch the highlights if you can. The NBA draft happened this week as well. So, and we ain't paying attention to nobody but Cooper Flagg, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Shout out to the gang.
Yeah, he played at Duke. TJ's a Duke fan, so of course he's gonna root for him to some capacity. I think if my mom said something to me, she was like, "Yo, ain't no good Duke players came out in recent years." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like 3 or 4."
I'm trying to think. Outside of
Kyrie, Jason,
and
Ingram,
Orlando,
Paulo. It's a gang of them. Now, Ingram, I'm not saying he's a great player or nothing like that, but Kyrie, Tatum, Paulo, I think will be
the only people
really
who
good.
actually move the needle for real are Tatum and Kyrie. Everybody else has been,
they
just
building,
floating around. It was supposed to be Zion, but
Oh yeah, Zion came out of there. And
but everybody else kind of contributes. RJ Barrett, I think he's still in New York if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, he's in Toronto.
Toronto, that's what I meant. Cam, I thought Cam was gonna be nice when he came to Reddish. When he came to the Lakers, like he's a bucket, but he don't fit in that system like most good guards or athletic forwards come to the Lakers do. But
yeah,
like we got our Duke players, bro.
Y'all got a good stable.
Yes, but I did expect more out of these guys because a lot of those Duke players who came out within the last 5 to 7, I want to say, it was a high ceiling coming into
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But I think that's also just an attribution to the game and where it's at today. Because not even just with Duke players, like across, even looking at guys coming into the draft, like bro, nobody's looking like they just ready to go off when they get to their team. Like everybody's just kind of looking like, yeah, like I'm at the draft, I'm about to get picked. It's a totally different vibe than what we're used to seeing when it comes to these draft process. NFL, of course, ain't no way around that. Like you can't have nepotism in football to where you can kind of get away from the struggle of the grind when it comes to making it pro. Right. Basketball, you know what I'm saying? If you know the right people, or even if you're a kid of somebody that played in the sport, you know what I mean? Like you'll kind of get pushed past the paper test a little bit more, even if your film don't talk that much.
Yeah, but you still got to perform. Zion, I don't ever think he's going to be what people expected him to be. Just he's not disciplined enough. We called that
years ago, though.
Absolutely, he's not disciplined enough. And this ain't no hate or shade to Zion. It just is what it is at this point.
He doesn't have a game.
We'll see. He does have he has parts of a game. Like if you give him the ball and clear out, he can get a bucket
I was about to say, yeah, he doesn't have a complete,
from the free throw line in.
He doesn't have a complete bag, I would say.
He doesn't.
By bag, I don't mean crazy handles. It's just he's still playing off of size and athleticism. That's from what I see. Like he can get you a little jumper,
absolutely. Absolutely. He's still heavily relying on athleticism. I think he'll probably ultimately be a role player. He'll probably never really play 82 games. I don't see it. His body would have to completely change. Like literally, he would have to change his body completely. Brandon Ingram, he's never gonna live up to the name that or the attributes that he has.
I think it's the city, bro.
He just went to Toronto. He played for the New Orleans. He played for the Lakers. He had 3 different stops. He's the same guy. We know what you are.
So at the Lakers,
we know what you are.
He was like the first stage of what we've known, what we have came to see him to be in New Orleans. If you really watch BI, when he was in New Orleans, though, like first of all, it wasn't a good it wasn't good for him, even though they had on paper a good situation.
Yeah.
But everybody was hurt. And then not to mention when he get hurt from time to time, but when
Exactly.
he's on the floor,
Exactly.
high production, good shot. He's like a more slim, taller DeMar DeRozan. I don't even know how tall DeMar is compared to him, but
I think DeMar like 6'6", 6'7".
their game is almost a little bit more identical. Now I
Yeah,
don't really see him playing no crazy defense or getting like crazy other stats.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like he has a solid offensive game.
I mean, he does, but whenever
I can't put his success on him.
Oh, I'm definitely putting it on him. When he was up on the trading block, nobody wanted him. Like that's a clear indication. Like if you have potential, somebody's gonna come pick you up. Nobody.
That's got to be stuff
nobody.
we don't know about then.
Nah,
on the court, it looks
he
good.
is what he is. He'll never be a perennial all-star. He might be a sometime all-star if in the right situation. But I think that he's going to be an Andrew Wiggins type of player. It is what it is. I keep saying Brandon. Jason Tatum, obviously a championship, obviously one of the top 6 players in the league. He'll be fine.
His game is his game. Like it's not really been any different since Duke. Like he's gotten polished in different areas, but his game has really much been the same.
I know. I think he's gotten better, but I just think the only thing that he need is a little bit more assertiveness on the court. That was it. Like that was the only thing he needed.
That's kind of what I'm.
But that's in his personality. Like me, I'm a more laid back type of dude, so I get it.
But he has moments where he's aggressive on the court, but to what you're saying, when I hear other people say it, it's kind of like they want him to like turn it up a little bit more, and that's never been his game. Like he's not a full speed player at any point like a Westbrook is. Like
for sure. So, I'm not gonna say that.
No, and I'm not saying that you're saying he needs to be like that. I'm just saying like even just a little bit of that. I know people are kind of wanting that from him because like he is extremely skilled.
Exactly.
That's just never been his game.
Yeah, I don't think he will. If he can turn it up in moments in crucial moments is all he really needs to do. I mean, his production is through the roof.
Look at even when fast break or even if it's contested, like how he finishes at the rim. Like it's kind of all this. It's even when we see him be explosive, if he needs to finish through contact because it's gonna be contested, you get excited and you get like as fans, like all that. But at the same time, it's still it was explosive, but it still was kind of slow, like.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's his game. Like it's not gonna be kind of turned up even more than that. It's not gonna be more energetic like that. His game is very it's not sped up, so it's like I want to say more, it's a different word, but it's like controlled and it's very.
He's very robotic in his game. He's very
not even robotic, but I get what you're saying while you say that. I just can't think of the word.
But what I'm saying, in moments he has.
It seems a little conservative until he needs to use his R2.
Yeah, he has to do it in moments, especially with them they're going to dismantle this team. I don't know if they'll get rid of Jaylen Brown, but pretty much everybody else.
It'd be hard to replace him if they did.
Nah, it would be. But with them getting bought out by new ownership, Luka was traded. So at the end of being bought by new ownership, so you never know. Hell, if they might trade Jason Tatum, is what I've heard. But I think Tatum is a fantastic player. He's probably a Hall of Famer, I would say, at this point, because the Basketball Hall of Fame is not hard to get into. It's not the Baseball Hall of Fame. It ain't the Football Hall of Fame. It's the easiest Hall of Fame to get into. If you never played another game. He's probably got like 6-7 seasons, championship,
MVP,
constant. No, he never got an MVP.
Not even a regular MVP.
Nah, he's had constant success in the playoffs. He'd probably be a Hall of Famer. But I'm just not saying it like his story's over. He'll continue to build his resume.
26 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's relatively young.
He's definitely young. He'll play till he's probably 35 at least. Like if given no injuries, but. I think he'll come back from the Achilles. We just got a race this whole season coming up. He's not. I wouldn't even play him. Then you have who else is a Duke player? Well, that's pretty much all the big. Kyrie is already. Kyrie we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to say anything.
So what you think he's gonna do?
Cooper, I think he'll be. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good from what I saw in the Olympics when they played against the A team, I guess you can call it, when they played against LeBron and everybody else. He was doing his thing. So. I was like, if he can do that to the best players, he'll be fine. I'm gonna say he's a 20-10 guy.
They've given him high
I don't know what
praise.
position he plays exactly. I don't know
I'll
if
give him a
he's
3.
I would
2 or
assume
3.
that's what I'm gonna assume he's a 3, but I don't because he might
The
not
handle
be.
ain't that crazy, so that's why
Right,
I'm like,
right. We'll see. We'll see if he's probably a tweener. He'll probably play both, but I think he'll be good. I think that he has
I think
potential.
he won't. Like you said, a tweener, but I think it'll just depend on who he's matching up with on defense.
Yeah, and I think the Mavericks are gonna, since they lost Luka, they're like looking for that next guy, so they're gonna give him the opportunity to do his thing. So that'll be interesting to see.
I just want to see if I've heard rumblings from people talking about him playing with pros leading up to him going to Duke or being at Duke, and
Right.
they were all saying, just kind of like LeBron when he was kind of like, nah, held his own, did his thing, couldn't nobody really deter him in any way like that for the most part.
Yeah.
I want him to be able to. I want his body to be able to be sustained throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
Because just like when Chet got hurt after he had a lot of hype coming in, but he ended and got a ring, ended up coming back and contributing, being a major factor. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to see from Cooper. I want to see him come in, stay healthy, and not look like he's backing down. Because I ain't gonna hold you. Like I do like what I see from him just from watching him at Duke, but even seeing him in high school coming out and hearing like the reclassing and this and that, and I was like his age, and I was like, I'm still a little undersold because like throughout his whole amateur career, it was like, well, are you really with who you're supposed to be with, and then are you also gonna be able to live up to the same level of hype that you have in the media with your game? Because we've seen all these new quote unquote phenom players come through, especially when they end up going to Duke or at one point in time when Bronny was in high school at what's the school called? At Sierra Canyon.
Right.
They had, I want to say his junior year and maybe sophomore year, like top recruits, top 5 players in the country, go here, go there, do this, do that. Some are in the league, but they're not doing too much. Like they're not the guys in the league.
It's been a couple years. Well, Wemby was a big name. Zion was a big name.
I'm not gonna take nothing away from Wemby, but at the same time, the height is crazy. So I mean, when he came on the scene, I was like, all right, I see where we're going with this.
What I'm saying is like it'll be a big name and then a couple drafts in between where Bronny James is the biggest name, and then you'll have a Cooper Flag. Like it just, I don't know. I'm more worried about once they get in the league, the height. I don't pay attention because you never know how that's.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like
I don't know nobody who was drafted last year outside of.
Don't
Bronny.
be underwhelming is what I'm trying to say. Like
right.
And I know he has no control over what the media is putting out and what they say about his game when he's being observed in whatever basketball setting it is.
Yeah.
At the same time, hey, bro, you the number one guy. You had the top NIL money going into Duke for basketball. Like,
and he deserved it. He was if he played
coming in from amateur, of course.
If he plays another year in college, he'd probably be the National Player of the Year. Like he's that good.
Don't be underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean he might be.
Just don't be underwhelming. Like
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not expecting him to come in right away and compliment Kyrie and Anthony Davis like that for sure. Right. But we've seen the ARs. We've seen the Carusos. Like we've seen guys who came in and Caruso was in the G League when he first started, but I'm just saying like you can see young guys come in and really contribute without having to have average 30, 25 or whatever as far as points per game.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, and if the Mavericks, first of all, Anthony Davis, another guy, I don't ever think he's going to be a healthy player. Like I just don't ever see it. So it's going to be a lot of Cooper. Kyrie is probably going to take him most of the season to get back, and we'll see. What
you think about these Achilles tears, bro?
Well, Gilbert had on a gentleman who he's a doctor. He wrote a book about it
this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was saying that all the ACL tears have came from
Achilles?
No. I'm gonna get back to the Achilles in a second. He said that every ACL tear, being that there's been so many, it is how players have landed on their foot rather than landing on the heel. They land on the outside of their foot. Instead of landing like this, they land like this, and it throws off. They land on the outside of their foot.
Oh, like when you cut and your foot kind of like slides over when you do that? Okay.
Yeah, and he said that has been the consensus of why ACLs have been torn.
Oh my
So the way players are landing is pretty much what it is. And if you think about it, if you think about Derrick Rose, you think about Klay Thompson, these are just ones that come to mind. If you think about any of them, they all had that little twitch in their
look at Odell now.
When they I don't think Odell's was like that.
Freak,
it might have, but he might not have been fully recovered. He had
no. I take that back. His was already gone.
Yeah,
he was playing on it and technically shouldn't have been. It was already gone.
It just completely ruptured. So, but if you watch how these players land and they land on the outside of their foot, it's pretty consistent, and there needs to be some type of teaching from the bottom up, from kids to teenagers to college players to the league, of consistently trying to land a certain way, activating all the muscles in your legs and trying to strengthen them so these things don't happen. But the Achilles, they said it hasn't been that much, an overwhelming amount of data. So from what I'm assuming and what he was saying was maybe they're being overused, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just, I don't know if it's a fatigue thing. I don't know if your calf, if you pull your calf, you just need to sit out. Like, there does not need to be a fast way back to the court, because we've seen it now consistently. If you strain that calf, the Achilles is on the table to get torn.
Right. Definitely strained mine last week.
So yeah, exactly. So
I ain't even playing with
and it's a direct connection. Like, it's directly connected. So if you weaken the calf and you put more pressure on the Achilles, it makes sense. And they're not doing explosive moves. These are step backs.
Well,
every time. The last
at
three
least for Halliburton's, he was trying to take an explosive step, but also
he just took a step back.
He was outside of his framework when he did it.
No, I'm not even gonna blame it on that. He just took a step back and it popped. And if you look at Dame, he took a step forward and it popped. If you look at Jason, he took a step forward and it popped. So I'm not going to count that as explosive, like they're jumping off of 2 feet. It's just, I feel like that's a routine motion.
When I say explosive, I'm talking because Halliburton and KD's were kind of similar.
Yeah.
It was taking the quick
exactly.
reaction that we do when we're trying to hurry up and push forward.
It was a quick twitch, yeah.
And he's back here with it. And then he went from here to pushing off that forefoot to pushing off of it, and his heel is on the ground. That's what I'm saying when he's outside of his frame. Because when you're under yourself, it's kind of hard to do that. And even if you do, it's not a far distance.
Sure. Yeah. I remember that now. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's weird, and it's crazy that we've had so many the last few years. I think they said it was 7 this season, maybe, or in this calendar year, which is just nuts. That's like, when we saw Kobe do it, the narrative leading up to that game was Kobe's playing 40 minutes.
45 plus, bro.
I don't know if it was 45 minutes.
No, that game, I think the stat was posted on social media this week. The game he popped his Achilles.
If it was, I'm not even sure how much.
That was the game he played the least amount out of all the minutes, and 45 was when he popped it.
It was a 2-month period where Kobe was playing the entire game. Mind you, they're not even, the team isn't good.
We're trash.
So regardless if you empty the tank on Kobe, y'all not gonna make the playoffs. You're not gonna make no noise. So leading up to that point, we all knew, like, oh yeah, Kobe. I remember vividly being like, he shouldn't be playing this much time. Like, this is kind of scary. Like, Golden State has arrived. Like, it's not. I don't really understand why they're going to drain him. You need to conserve him and go into the future and try to build around him. But when it blew, nobody was surprised. And I don't even remember the play that it actually blew. But the months leading up to that, we all knew nothing good was going to come from him playing the way he was playing. So outside of that, and seeing all these Achilles injuries this year, it's just like, wow, this is what, I don't know. It's an anomaly. Hopefully it doesn't keep happening. Maybe athletes will be more cognizant of what they need to do, how they need to land, the steps they take, and try to just have the proper technique. But I don't know. I have no idea. It's terrible. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all them boys. Hopefully they can
I think they'll be all right.
Recovery, but a full recovery, and can still, get some solid hoops out of them.
I think they'll be okay because most of those guys are young.
Except Dame.
Oh yeah. Dame is over with, but it was over with before that. He's just going to be a leader and a role player. I don't expect anything if it's from 18 to 20 from Dame, maybe like 5-5. If he gets back to that point.
I mean, bro, listen, for Dame's career, just as far as reviewing it as a whole, I enjoyed what he gave us over. At one point in time, James Harden was giving us good hoops too, but when James went into that little MVP run where he was just going ham and dropping his and putting people in the mixer, I really didn't like watching that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Dame.
But Dame, it was always in the flow.
Dame,
I'm saying Dame's game was always in the flow of the game.
Sure.
So when we started getting the Steph-like threes,
he should have got out as soon as what I would say.
Sure.
He should have been requesting
and
that
Dame
trade.
will punch on you.
Yeah, Dame is him and Steph really opened the game up as far as the perimeter. It wasn't just Steph; it was Dame as well. I'm not saying that Dame is a better shooter, but
no, it started with Steph. It started with Steph.
When Dame would take certain shots, you'd be like, why would you do that? And it go in, you're like, okay.
But Dame was doing it off the dribble though. Like Steph was doing it with plays before he started like inching out more and more and had the ball in his hands more.
Yeah, for sure.
But Dame out the rip, it was like even during COVID when he put out PG OKC, like,
oh man, that was crazy.
Off the dribble, top like off right to the logo, man, please.
Yeah, Dame is a problem. So we're gonna move right into fits and kicks of the week. We really don't even do fits. It's really just kicks of the week. It's constant flooding.
What is going on right now?
Of sneaks and being revealed and what's coming out this week is crazy. So we saw a new silhouette from Puma. It's called the All Pro Nitro. You sent it to me. It looks cool. I liked it.
I gotta see it in person. It looks nice on.
Yeah.
The aesthetic. Silhouette of it looks nice though.
Yeah, it reminds me of all of the Pumas. Kind of look the same outside of the Soleil, but the Mellow Ball is kind of looks like a Mellow Ball cousin sneaker to me. Like it looks like it's from that same type of design language. The Pumas that Halliburton is like really different, and then the Pumas that Soleil did that aren't like a signature athlete shoes is really different. So I think there is some variation in it, but the Nitros, they kind of look like the Mellows to me. And I think the Mellow is a dope silhouette. It just it's very consistent. It doesn't really deviate that much year in and year out of what it actually is. But they do a lot of good colorways. It's just not something I would consistently wear. J. Cole had a dope Puma.
Man, I need
and
them
they available.
Back. For real?
Yeah, you can get them
online.
But they not like a high ticket. They not. It's not crazy.
Cool. I mean, I want to get at least just one pair, just for the support, because they went so fast. I already knew out here it stood no chance.
Oh yeah,
which I wasn't mad at all. Like
of course.
One thing for sure, like if you from North Carolina and you get on in some way, shape, or form, North Carolina's gonna support you just off the rip. Like,
for sure.
Like and that was dope to see. But looking at all three of these, yes, Puma's identity in basketball is kind of a bulky shoe.
Yeah.
But this might be the best as well as the sleekest looking
I agree.
in a while.
I agree.
What's my man? Scoot Henderson. I thought I think they dropped the ball with his shoes.
They were,
Like and I'm not even mad at like the Cheeto themes and the crazy colorways and all that.
I kind of liked them.
I thought the silhouette of the shoe could have been a lot better, and not even with Puma. I'm just with I was about to say not so much as Nike, but it just really depends on the shoe.
I kind of like the Scoots.
I don't like with basketball shoes when, especially these new Hardens too. When you tie them up, the strings are like the ears of your shoestrings are mad long, like outside of the shoe. Like it looks like you're choking. You remember how we used to clown people for choking their shoe when we're just chilling? Mm-hmm. Like, cool. Of course, in basketball, you want to make sure you're securing your foot, but having all that string, like it's like, could the shoe itself not be designed and material be developed to where you can still close up your shoe tight enough as you need it, and not deform your shoe? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I follow what you're saying.
What's the dude from OKC that was playing with really well in the Hardens? I don't know if you paid attention or not. He had on like the Pinky and the Brain joints that just dropped.
Nah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of his name off the
Okay,
top
but
of my
as
head.
long as you know who he is, so
Yeah.
I was when I was watching the finals, there was a replay done on like a foul he had. It was a shooting foul,
Yeah.
and so I was just able to get a good look at his kicks. Bruh, strings looked like they was hanging off the bottom of the shoe, like even touching the floor maybe while he's playing, because he got them choked up that tight. And that, whether that's a new pair or even if he's played in them throughout the whole final series, and you know, like the more you get into your, especially if it feels good and you hoop in it, like the tighter you pull it, the longer your shoelaces are when you tie them and all that.
Right,
Like,
right.
that's just something that I would like to see cleaned up.
I think that has more to do with the individual. All they gotta do is because they sell shoestrings in different sizes. If they would
Oh, I see what
go
you're
out
saying.
and
Yeah,
get
just get some shorter ones.
that because you can definitely get a different pair. You don't gotta rock the factory laces at all. So, yeah, I think Puma's at a good place. I
But yeah,
just
that's a
think they
good
gotta
shoe.
be
I like it. I like
yeah
it. I do like it. That's probably their best shoe in a while. And to what you were saying about the Lamelos, and I had two pair. I got a mid and I got a low.
hmm
I kept rolling my ankle in them because even though I got a tight, snug fit, because of how bulky the shoe was, I never felt my feet on the court. So when I would make certain moves or cuts and I'll roll my joint, it's because I feel like I got a block on my foot, opposed to like something that's just the. So I like when I'm playing basketball, I like for my shoes to fit like my cleats when I get spatted. If
Right,
that
right,
makes
right,
sense.
right.
Like I need everything to feel tight, secure, and as one.
Right.
If I feel like I added something onto my body to do an athletic movement, I feel weird.
No, I get it. I mean, hell, LaMelo rolls his ankle constantly, so I think there's something to be said about that. And then we got the Hirachi 2K4s, the Kobe. Essentially, Kobe was the signature athlete for those. They had a hell of a lot of colorways to come out throughout the years.
Flame.
One of the best shoes.
Flame.
For sure.
Flame.
For sure. I remember they came out maybe like our sophomore year, something like that, our freshman year. Anyway, dope shoe.
That was Kobe's first shoe back with Nike.
Yeah.
Before he got his
It
line.
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't a signature shoe.
Yeah.
Super dope shoe. I hope we see a variety of colorways and
Please.
Not just
some of the old colorways ain't even a little nude, but don't.
Yeah.
Nike, y'all know how y'all do with the colorways when y'all bring stuff back. Come on, man.
Yeah, it could
just
be.
Keep it respectful. Please keep it respectful.
It could be out of control, or it could be, or they could try to limit it and give out certain
But yeah,
colorways.
all Kobe's PE colorways went hard.
Yeah, definitely.
The dark blue suede material ones went hard.
Yeah.
The ones that they just showed us, the all white with the red and blue base.
Yeah.
I mean white base with the red and blue touches.
Right.
We're getting back to being able to wear basketball shoes with outside clothes again.
Oh yeah,
Even with some of the newer shoes coming out today. I'm not just saying with the retros they're putting out, but like along with that, as far as the newer shoes, we're getting 2K4s, Hirachis, we're getting trainer Hirachis, we're getting Dion's. We're like, now we're getting back to variety. Now we're getting back to, everybody doesn't have to look the same. Oh, well, all right, if it's 4 friends in the store, everybody go grab a shoe and everybody each has a different shoe when we get ready to go out. Yeah. And we all look different because we all got our own swag.
Yeah, I would hope that would be the incentive. It's fine, everybody likes a certain shoe and y'all get them, but for that to be the only thing is like, that's crazy.
Man.
That's definitely crazy. We got the Nike Hyperflights or the Zoom Hyperflights. I don't know if you remember these shoes. This was like a team shoe that came out where essentially just Nike athletes would just rock these unanimously. They were ubiquitous at a certain point. I'm trying to pull them up. But they have a gang of colorways. They came out like the early 2000s. I remember playing on them
the ones you had over the summer.
I don't know if I don't even remember.
Before the Olympics, right?
No. Those aren't the Hyperflights. I'm about to let me pull these up.
Let me see if these are
these.
But I know these are lows.
No. Those are what are those called? Those aren't the
Hyper Dunks.
Hyper Dunks. The Hyperflight is the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I remember these. Yeah, no, these were definite hot commodity back in the day.
It was a gang of athletes. I want to say KG might have won, maybe not. But anyway, maybe Jermaine O'Neal. I forget. I was trying to find a picture, but I can't find one. But anyway, they're going to start releasing a different colorway or different colorways of those. I think they're a dope shoe. If you hoop or if you just want to rock them, I think they're dope. I think the Wale, the newest shoe that Wale just just reviewed,
They might inspire.
They kind of riffed on, they definitely riffed on the Hyperflight to get to that point, along with a few other different shoes that Nike made that look similar to that. So to bring back the originals, I think it's a no-brainer because people still gonna like that shoe, and it's been a while since they've been released. So I think those would be a dope silhouette as well. And they have like a million colorways, so that'll be dope. Then we got the Jordan 40, which
I'm not
I
mad
thought at first I was like, these look horrible. Like they look horrible. Then I looked at them for a minute. I was like, oh, these are kind of cool. They have no
shoe.
Yeah, they have no. It's
a 2K shoe. 2K
exactly.
default shoe.
It looked like a 2K default shoe. It has no logo or anything on it to kind of make it look like a Jordan shoe, as you would come to think. But they're actually kind of dope.
I want more companies to do that.
Once I seen a couple of different colorways, I was like, oh yeah, these are dope. I like these. So I'm sure they're gonna flood the streets with those. I did like the 39s. I thought they were cool.
No, Jordan.
He's been doing this
Jordan himself with these later shoes he's been dropping, as far as basketball is concerned, they've been good shoes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't hate them. I definitely hate some of the signature shoes for the athletes though. I'm like,
for sure.
Some of these is y'all could have kept them. But then we got the Infinite Archive 17, which is the low top blue ones
they
that I
don't
sent
want
you.
me to have any money.
I thought they were exact same shoe, but if you look at the front of the shoe, it's a translucent sole rather than just the white sole that came with it. So that's the only real difference. Everything else is pretty much the same.
I just love the ankle socket of the shoe. That just takes it to another level for me as a low.
The red, the blue, and the purple, and they have
yellow.
I don't know if they.
That's not a part of the.
I was about to say
collab,
no. I'm just saying this collab. What they doing is like, I don't know how people are going to be able to grab all of them if you can get them at all. I'm sure these are going to go for $500 minimum retail.
I was going to say $250 or $275.
Yeah, for retail. It's probably they probably $300 retail. Resale they probably $500 minimum.
Now
minimum.
I just seen I don't know dude's name, but at one point in time when I was on YouTube a few years ago, like I would be into like sneaker reviews and like looking up different stores, consignment stores who gained a little bit of popularity. And so it was one particular store, and the owner was talking about how the resale game is changing. Consignment shoe store, the market for that is changing. Well, one, yes, because why? And then two, because for one, I don't know why y'all thought flight 3, 4, 5, 6 different Flight Club type of stores all in one city across the entire country would just last. Like, I don't, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad, I'm happy about it, but he was just saying in general, like, yeah, we gotta figure out how to pivot now because it's not gonna be the same way it was. No. And he was talking about how, you know, they'll send shoes to like influencers and like people like that for like marketplace.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, yeah, I could see that, but I wonder how y'all make money off of that though. Like,
yeah, I don't even get the business model for sneaker stores, like
especially reselling now.
Don't make sense. I just walked in a resale store like a month ago that I told you about, and I looked at the prices, and I'm like, you can get all these shoes way cheaper.
Exactly. Like, and the thing used to be, bro, they're trying to match StockX prices.
Yeah, exactly.
And now the same shoes be less on StockX.
Yeah, you can get a hell of a bargain on StockX now because it's so saturated, and it's not just Jordans. It's not just one particular. It's a whole litany of shoes. Like I got like Salehi's saved in my favorites. Mm-hmm. For some unknown reason, they jumped up $100. It was like $120 to then it was like $225 for like a week. I'm like, why would they do that? That don't even make sense. Who's gonna buy them? And they went back down like a week later.
Exactly.
But they plan to see if somebody's gonna bite the bait.
And some people still are just off the hype.
Right. And when you drop the prices, even like you get tempted, like, well, I might as well get them now since they dropped them $100. But yeah, I don't get how any sneaker reseller is really making money. Don't make sense. Too many other options. Then the last one that I got is the Gamma 11s. They put out the official images of what they're gonna look like. They look hella good to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. The shape was good and the whole 9 yards. That's just not. I'm probably just not gonna get them because I'm not an 11s guy. But they are dope. I definitely got to give it to them. And it's not even the only shoe that's coming out this year. I believe either the is it the Space Jam or Conquest? Something else is coming out. I forget. The Gammas is just one of the 11s. They, for some reason, they're gonna drop like 2, 3 11s towards the end of the year. Not sure why, but if you are interested in the Gammas, dope shoe. And I remember when they first came out, I was like, they cool. They dropped the Gamma 12s, then they dropped the Gamma 11s, or vice versa. And I was like, those are dope shoes, but they ain't my thing. So, not sure if you got interested seeing. I know the 11s is like your favorite.
I wasn't fooling with the Gammas when they first came out.
I think they dope.
I just didn't like the all black with that darkish blue on the bottom. It was just like, what are you really gonna do with this? Hooping wise, I didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? I hoop in them, but just to rock, I just didn't get it when it came out. But I mean, it was going crazy, and I felt like that was a hype shoe. Like as far as the colorway, I was like, I felt like that went with those other colors of just different J's we kept getting, and I was like, what? Yeah. So what? Gamma 11, like what is that?
That was a 2010s wave.
Exactly. So
for sure.
Along with like the Galaxy wave as well, it's just like people just super excited for a colorway, and I'm like, bro, there's nothing to this. Like it's just a new color. Like I don't know. I couldn't explain it. So it was just like seeing it come back. I'm just like, all right, cool. Like I ain't mad. I remember the hype.
Yeah.
I still have some of those same feelings though about it, but it's just like, all right, cool. Like I'm not.
I like them. They just wasn't my thing. I think they're dope. I think they definitely can be styled a million ways, but I'm sure the main people we're gonna see with them is the hype beast, unfortunately, and the drug dealers.
But because of the history of the Gamma and what it's attached to, and it to come back now, I can see people getting it for the nostalgia of that time.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Probably like what they're attached to when it comes to that. So, you know.
Most definitely.
And you know me, bro. It's always to each his own. I ain't never hating on nobody when it comes to buying what you like. I just didn't rock with that when they first dropped.
No, I ain't mad at them. Yeah, so that's pretty much all for the sneakers I got. Any particular colorway dropping for you? Well, ain't really too much going on as far as TV shows. Like I said, it's kind of a dead spot. I'm tapped into Squid Games. Don't know if you actually watched it or not. It's a dope show. I'm not sure how many seasons they can keep dragging it along though. That's the only thing. They've done a good job, and I'm still like in the middle of this most current season. But
watching The Chi, watching Godfather of Harlem right now. I just started season 3, so I'll probably talk about that as I get to the end of it.
Yeah, I'm
Forest Whitaker is A1 as
always. Yeah, I've heard. I'm looking forward to the summer blockbusters that come out because definitely 28 days later.
Oh, bro, I'm trying to see F1. I need to go pull up on that.
That'll be. I've heard it was good. I heard it is what you would expect from that movie, from what they portrayed in the trailers.
Okay.
So that'll be cool.
I ain't even really locked in on that. I just seen basically what it was about, and I'm like, oh nah, I just wanna. It looks good, so I just want to see what's up.
I think it'll be good too. I'm gonna go to a 4DX movie where. I don't know if you know what that is. I think it's like 3D and the seats move and the environment and all that.
Oh, my head already.
It might not be 3D. I'm not 100% sure, but the seats move. If there's like a rain scene that has like water that comes in. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You get a poncho and all that though. It's not like you're gonna come out like you just went through a.
I'm not mad at that experience. I just gotta be prepared.
I gotta see what is. I gotta see what's on.
I'm not mad at that.
So. There's somewhere in Charlotte they have a 4DX theater. It's a Regal. So
is this like a new thing?
Nah, it's been out for years. I've just never been. And one of the homies was like, "Yeah, let's go see it." I'm like, "Bet, let's do it." So we gonna see. So yeah, that's gonna conclude the episode. Unless you got anything else, unless you want to talk about any of your personal business, sir. If not, we good.
Don't start, bro. We good, bro.
Good, yeah.
We good, bro.
Casual Fridays, another episode. Comment, like, subscribe. See y'all next time. We out.